Welcome to Michelle's Making Coffee, Crafts, Cookies, and Cocktails. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Don't forget to comment and let me know what you like. Hi, welcome. Let's see what Michelle's making. Our first project, Nutcrackers. I purchased 3 Nutcrackers from the Dollar Tree and a small wooden Nutcracker ornament from Dollar General. So I have $4 worth of Nutcrackers here. I began by taping up their hair and their face. I decided to leave their face as was, so I taped it up as well. I wanted to paint them all chalk white, so I used my Rust-Oleum chalked linen white. That's my standby for white paint. It does a great job and covers well. I will tell you a little trick to doing smooth plastic. It usually takes about 2 or 3 coats, a good 3 coats really. And on the second coat, I use a dabbing technique rather than strokes of the brush, and I found better coverage. For the embellishment, all of the things you see here have come from either the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Wal-Mart, or the Hobby Lobby. And I've had jewels and bits and pieces of things in my stash for years. But the rhinestone strips that you see, I did get those at Dollar Tree. And I cut off strips and put them down the sides of their legs, around the cuff of their boots. I used the jewels, the little stickers, silver stickers that you see there for their belt buckle, beads. Some of the pink things that you see are beads. I used buttons, pearl buttons that I cut off the little part you sew through on the back, and then glued the flat part to the top of their shoulders, as you can see. I did beads on the top of their scepter and on the bottom of their scepter. And I did some beads on the toes of their boots. Really, there's no right or wrong. You can do whatever looks right to you, and any colors that look right to you. I stayed with the lighter pastel tones, the pinks, whites, and blues, but you could use any color combination. Even if you didn't want to paint them white to start with, any color would work, a solid color from head to toe. That's your blank canvas. And then you can go from there with the embellishments. Whatever looks good is gonna work. Whatever's pleasing to your eye. So be adventurous. And there you have it, embellished Nutcrackers. Our next project is the Snowman Head, made out of an old candle that I've had for years. And I thought it kind of looks like a snowman's head, so that's what we're going to do. I've decided to use black buttons for the eyes and the mouth, and I'm going to mark with a marker where I want to place them, and then hot glue them in place. The little gray button you see next to the can of paint is going to be painted orange, and that'll be the nose. So there you have it. I first looked at this little hat that I got at the Dollar General, but I decided it was way too small. Instead, I used this circle of wood and an empty Parmesan container. Painted them both black. took a couple of coats on the Parmesan container, but it was the perfect size for this snowman. Once I had that together, I found a piece of ribbon that was black and white check that I thought would be perfect for the band. And then as I was looking for other embellishment, I found this perfect little curly Q pick that was black and white check also. And I thought that would be perfect with the holly leaf and berries. So I attached those both with hot glue. Now it's time to put on that nose. It's been painted orange now, so it really does look like a carrot. You probably can't tell, but on the top of that Parmesan container is the recycle sign, and I can still see it. And I want to think of a way to cover that up. So I Mod Podge the circle and sprinkled glitter on top of it. And it was great. It looked just like snow had fallen on the top of his hat. And it covered it up nicely. So there you have our snowman head. It's going to sit on top of a candle base that I've had for a while. I've chalk painted white, and we're going to use the garland ties from Dollar Tree to embellish the bottom of it, and a little sprig with some berries and pine cones on it. It's just perfect for the base of this snowman. And I'll use a little bit of the chalked white paint and paint the greenery to make it look like it's been kissed with snow. And there we have our finished snowman head. Project number 3, Bejeweled Buildings. I purchased the buildings from Dollar Tree. They're actually made to hold a battery-operated tea light in it. But I've decided this is the perfect addition to my Bejeweled Nutcrackers. First, painting them white with the chalk white paint. After 3 coats of the chalk paint, it's time to embellish. I had a roll of pearls, and I decided to do the houses primarily outlined in the pearls. I also had some of the rhinestones from Dollar Tree, and I used that along the front of the church. For the roof, I wanted to give it a snow look, so I used Mod Podge and sprinkled crystals on top of it, these tiny little glitter-like crystals that I've had. It gives it a really snowy look. With the Krylon paint pens, I have silver, gold, and copper. I decided to decorate the windows and the doors. On the church, I used the silver and the gold to outline the top of the window. And then I used the bronze to touch up the bell that had gotten some of the white paint on it. On the second house, I used the silver paint pen to outline the door and windows. I think it gives it a really nice look on the lattice window. Then I decide to use the pearls to outline the house, and also the Mod Podge and crystals on the roof to give it the snow look again. put a little pearl on top of the turret and some jewels over the door. And there you have project number 3, Bejeweled Buildings. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I've enjoyed and learned a lot about the YouTube video world, but it was a blast. I've still got lots to learn. I promise the videos will improve. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your family and friends, and don't forget to leave a comment and tell me what you'd like to see. I've got lots of projects ahead, and we still have to tackle coffee, cookies, and cocktails. So have a great week. I'll see you next Friday.